Hey, what's up guys? Bo HD here, professional product reviewer, and we're gonna do something a little bit different in today's video. Instead of reviewing a piece of tech, which is typically the case here, we're gonna turn my garage from this into this, a work in progress home gym with some smart technology sprinkled in here and there. This is gonna be the first video of a multi-part series where I turn my garage into a budget-friendly smart gym of sorts. It's still being worked out, but let's just get right into it. Now, in order to get the gym looking like this, I had my work cut out for me. I had to painstakingly remove all the trash, all the clutter, and the cans of paint, the miscellaneous wood, and the window trim, the shelving units, and bike racks. There's a bunch of different sayings people make about garages, and a lot of them I found out to be quite true. The garages where things go to disappear, where good intentions and forgotten projects meet. I like to say it's not hoarding if it's in the garage. Regardless, the project made me tally all the stuff I had and I needed to get rid of in order to make this home gym a reality. It also was just a great pre-workout because there was a lot of lifting and moving to be done here, especially when it came to the flooring. So one of the staples of any home gym are the gym mats, and I didn't want to skimp out on any flimsy foam puzzle mats. Instead, I went to Facebook Marketplace and I bought 6x4 foot heavy duty rubber mats that each weighed about 100 pounds. They were about 50 bucks a piece, but provided a really legitimate foundation for all the equipment and sweat equity I'd be putting on top of them. So I think it was well worth it, in my opinion. Again, Facebook Marketplace is really a great resource for gym mats and really any gym equipment because people are just constantly reevaluating their garage setups, moving, and just giving up on their fitness goals for whatever reason. So you can really score here. Now, one thing I quickly realized when building this gym is that it needed to have its own charm, its own look and feel that didn't just give off garage vibes, dirty, cluttered garage vibes. So being the creative, budget-conscious reviewer I am, I took a large canvas drop cloth, I hung it up roughly the width of the space, and I started doing some art stuff. I use the word art very loosely here. All those days of doodling graffiti text and symbols during math class, I think really paid off, I must say. Now, the canvas is definitely a work in progress and will continue to be doodled on, but now at least it has some personality, some charm. Now, next comes the star of the show, the main attraction, the reason you're probably all here, whether you know it or not, the RitFit Gazelle Pro. You'll receive 3 boxes upon arrival, as well as a few boxes of plates, depending on how many of those you ordered, 260, 320, or 370 pounds. I'm going to be completely honest with you, the setup process is the worst part, but you need to think of it sort of like a pre-workout itself, one with a big reward that will get you looking swole and feeling great when it's all said and done. All in all, I think the setup took me about 2 days with 4 to 5 hours of assembly by myself. There are some steps that claim to require 2 people, but I managed to do it solo, though if you had a second person, that would definitely help things go much quicker and much more smoothly. What's neat is the instructions guide does a great job outlining everything required to get this machine built. I had no issues with it whatsoever, and if you lose or misplace it, you can download the manual online, which is great to see. All the tools needed are included in the box, and you have this step-by-step guide with all the parts for each step sectioned off in its own area, which is huge help here. I had my own socket wrench set to help install the machine, but they also included one of their own that's custom fit for the specific bolts and nuts here. So that is great. If you don't have your own set, no worries. Now, you'll start by installing the rear side frame to the bottom frame and cross plate. Attach the 2 side frame supports and bolt on the seat cushion frame. Next, you'll slide on the 2 guiding rods and add the slider onto them. This is really where you'll start to kind of see the machine take shape, as this slider is what makes this whole lift press possible. The upper cross beam gets installed along with some bolt plates and the handrail connection frame. Another big component are the left and right safety handrails, which are my personal favorite components. This makes me, I don't know, sound old, but you'll see why it's so great later on. The handrail connection frame gets fastened on to secure the handrails in place, then comes time to put the weight plate bar on. Next up are the shoulder pads. Again, this is another area where you'll start to see the dream become a reality. The handlebar frame needs to go on next, as well as the plate holders and safety limit tube. Another big piece is the leg press board that you'll push up against. It does get lowered up and down using the adjustment piece that looks like a shark fin, so you can tweak it accordingly. The seat cushion goes on next. You'll need to throw on some resistance band pegs and plate storage pieces, and you're pretty much good to go. The plate storage pieces are actually pretty neat and worth calling attention to because The way they're engineered make it so you can remove these easily without needing any bolts or screws. They just kind of pop on like so, and they use gravity and tension to stay secure. You will need to install the back cushion fixing plate and add on some more resistant band pegs, and then you'll have assembled the leg press machine. Now, I ordered 320 pounds of color bumper plates, and I'm really glad I went with the color plates because the pop of color makes this machine all the more beautiful. I know I'm biased, obviously, but it looks so good. At this part of the install, though, it was time to install the lighting. I think every gym needs good lighting, so I went with 8 4-foot LED shop lights. These are linkable. They can hang or be mounted flush against the ceiling. They also have their own on-off switch, and they didn't break the bank, coming in at just under $90 total. The other big addition I made was install some gym mirrors because every gym needs a mirror to check out those gains and get the mirror selfies. I installed two 48 by 24 inch tempered glass mirrors that are designed with gyms in mind. They cost about $100 new for a 2-pack, so you might want to look around Marketplace for a better deal. But I'll place a link in the description if you're interested. They mounted to my wall without any issue, even in concrete, so I did have to use some concrete anchors. But I gotta say, it really elevates the space, makes it feel a little bit bigger. Yeah, it just looks good. Okay, now I want to turn our attention back to the star of the show, the RitFit Gazelle Pro, and show you what it is that I love about this machine. Okay, so first of all, you get a pair of 2 load-bearing rods that allow the weights to slide up and down consistently and smoothly, so you get a nice load-bearing workout. And you have these U-shaped handrail bars that can be shifted left or right, and folded down to remove or add the safety. So basically, I fold these down, I can do my workout, stop this. If I'm getting fatigued, I can just go like that, and the weight set just stops automatically. And there are 5 preset positions. So this can be stopped incrementally depending on where you're at in your workout. It's great. And honestly, one of my favorite features of this entire machine. Okay, now let's talk about the different workouts you can do with this machine, because there's a few different ones. The hack squat is probably the machine's main selling point. You stand on the angle platform, which is adjustable, keep in mind, and you place your shoulders under the padded supports and you push the weight upward by straightening your legs. And I would say the hack squat feels really good. It allows for some deep stretches. I don't feel like I have to like cut my stretch or my stride short, and I'm about 5'11". So if you're a little taller, your mileage may vary, but as a 5'11" dude, I mean, I'm perfectly happy here. The leg press allows you to sit on the seat and push the weighted platform away from your body using your legs. And yes, this padded seat can be swapped around easily with this pin, just depending on your workout. The leg press, I would say, is just super smooth. There's absolutely no worries about range of motion. The giant foot platform is also nice too, because I don't feel like my feet have to be in, one specific area. I can move them around in different positions. You can do calf raises that target the calf muscles by rising up onto the balls of your feet. And what's neat is that there are multiple ways to perform them: front facing, rear facing, and lying pressing upwards. There's a lot of different variations you can do. Last but certainly not least are reverse hack squats, and they're similar to the previous workout, but they involve facing the rear of the machine and using the upper pads for your shoulders. And honestly, I would say this is probably my least favorite workout because the range of motion is somewhat limited with this specific workout variation, but it's an option to do, and your mileage may vary. So you might actually really enjoy this one. Now, it's worth mentioning there's a lot of different exercises you can do with resistance bands. I don't have any resistance bands in the gym yet, but you can use these pegs to alter the resistant curve of all your exercises, which I think is really cool. All right, guys, overall, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the Gazelle Pro. It defines the space with its presence. I mean, this is just a monstrosity of a machine. It really captures your eye. Anytime I have people over to show this thing to, I mean, they go right to it, obviously. I mean, it's miles better than anything else I have in here right now. Now, of course, my goal for this space is to continue to build out this home gym with some wide-ranging assortment of machines. My next addition will be the RitFit M1 Pro. That'll help strengthen my upper body. I'm a bit of a climber. I've taken a few months off for various reasons. I've been kind of slacking, but I really love my upper body workouts, my arms, my back, my shoulders. So I'm really, really, really excited to get that machine here in the studio or in the home gym. I'm used to saying studio. It's actually the home gym, obviously. We're in the home gym. This ain't my studio. But of course, until then, I have a budget-friendly power lifter I picked up from someone on Marketplace. And I have a punching bag because every gym needs something to punch, right? I don't know. Now I'm just really stoked with how this space is turning out after just throwing it together in, a matter of weeks, really only a couple of weeks or so. I got rid of everything and started moving stuff in. The Gazelle Pro, I think it pairs beautifully with the M1 Pro, so I'm really excited to take this space to another level with that piece of equipment. If you're interested in creating your own gym or adding to the gym you already have and you've been skipping leg day, you might want to invest in something like the RitFit Gazelle Pro. It offers obviously a ton of different leg workouts. It takes up a fairly minimal footprint, especially when you remove the side weights. And I think it just looks incredible. I think there's something to be said about looks. Looks obviously aren't everything for a home gym, but you want to be proud of the space you're in as it'll keep you coming back for more. You can pick up the Gazelle Pro starting at just over $1,800. I'll place a link in the description if you're interested. With that said, I'm Bo HD. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next installment of my home gym series. I'll talk to you in the next one. Cheers.